colors are better. All right, we can start. You can start. Community interaction. When was the last time you had dinner with your neighbor? You got to pick one of these and put it in your square on your picture. Red is last night. Blue is every Sunday. Can't say that I have. And every summer for a cookout. Oh, red light. It kicked you off?
There's a wrong answer.
Okay, we're not going to waste any more time on tech or something else that happens. So we're going to go to the next. Everybody answered? Yep. Okay, go to the next question. Now, y'all don't go. We want to go. Oh, okay. Yeah, go next. How many generations, go to the screen, live in your home? I'm going to tell you. 2, close. 2, blue, red, 1, blue, 1, yellow, 3, and green, too many. How many generations live in your home?
It said I entered it too fast and I was incorrect.
What? Well, you was incorrect.
So we're looking to answer based on what the room is going to say?
Based on what you just think.
Okay.
I did the answers based on study.
Okay.
Okay? All right. But you just answered the way you think, or whatever your lifestyle is. Okay.
Somebody coming in.
Okay. Blue, 1 generation was from the study. Okay. So, anybody, before we go to the next question, anybody got, first of all, remember I told you it's 10 seconds. All right? Because we'll be here forever. All right, anybody got any questions how to answer the question? So it doesn't mean you're wrong, it just means based on the study what the answer is. Okay?
So not our answer.
If you're not in the study. Okay. Next question. What elections do you vote for? Red primary, blue local, yellow general, and green none. Let me know. Everybody done? Say yes, no.
Yes.
Okay. Go back up. Primary is usually what people only vote for. Okay? All right. Next. What organization do you donate money to? NAACP, red, blue, Big Brothers Big Sisters, green, other, and yellow, Boys and Girls Club. Time's out, time's out. Okay. Okay, you know what? I should have given y'all 20 seconds. All right, we just playing. Don't worry about it. I still got yours. Right? All right, we're going to make it quick. Don't erase it. Do you participate in community activities? Yes or no? You got time for that. 8, 7, 6, 5. Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. All right, let's go to the next one. Are you working on your legacy? I do not know my purpose. Red, I know my purpose, but I'm not operating in it. Yellow, I'm sharing only with my family. And green, I'm living in my purpose for legacy. That was sharing with only your family. We'll talk about it later. I think this is the last question.
I agree.
Okay. Your neighborhood is, here we go, real quick. Warm and loving, red. Shake my head, I wish it was different. Yellow, cold and isolated. And green, we meet on regular basis. It's not, ooh, my. Is it another question? It should have been 20 seconds. That's all right. So, let me see who wants to got it. Who was that? Jesus lover? Wait a minute. Jesus lover. All right, here you go. Oh, it is? Oh, okay. All right. Well, I had guessed for the first top two. Who is this something special? Come on, Mama. All right. All right. Y'all give yourselves a hand clap. We'll go back to the PowerPoint. It was worth the wait. Amen. So, I am a game fiend. I can play games all day. So, I mean, it's just really stimulating. So we can go to the next one. Relationships are building blocks in our community, and it doesn't matter at what capacity. I'm going to paraphrase everything that's on this slide and go off and read it if you like, but it doesn't matter whether you're just doing, you're a soccer mom, whether you're doing some political aspects, but building relationships makes our community grow and grow. Okay? And we can't grow and go if we're isolated. So it takes people to pull together to build relationships, because a relationship is not solo. So if you're in a relationship with someone and you're the only one doing the work, what ends up happening? It ends. It gets stagnated, dry. And for real, if you're in a relationship and you're the only one working, what happens to the person that's doing the work? Emotionally drained, resentful. You don't want to do anything. For real, you ain't doing nothing, I ain't doing nothing. Right? So that's what tends to happen, and that's what's happening, unfortunately, in our community. You know, we're waiting for the next person passing the buck for them to do something, to make a change. And you're going to hear me say the same thing throughout, be about the change, be about the change, okay? All right, also, it is absolutely, I really appreciate when Mr. Barnes talked about networking. Networking is so important because it doesn't matter if we look the same, if we sound the same, if our financial status or environment is the same. We got to network to grow. It takes, and the apostle was mentioning something, I'm going to get to it, but it takes diversity to make our area, our community more flourishing. Okay? And we can't be intimidated with, I really don't speak your language. But something harmonizes barriers. Anybody know what that is? And one thing you're going to learn, you'll see in this presentation, I'm very, very basic, and I need y'all to speak to. So, and spiritual principles don't change no matter where you live and how you go. It doesn't change. We can be in church, we can be in the community, we can be anywhere. The spiritual principles last and make things work all the time. So, what is a harmonizer that brings people together? Music. Love. And we have, I don't know about you all, but what I have noticed, especially in my field, somewhere that has broken down to conditional love. Conditional says, if you do this for me, I'll do this for you. If you give me something, I'm going to give you something back. It used to be, you know what, I'm just going to give it to you just because. I'm going to give it to you because I see a need. I see your children dirty, but I'm not going to talk about you, but I'm going to help you wash their clothes. I'm going to take extra time out to help you come over to the house because obviously you're overwhelmed. Now what we do is, you see what them damn children do now? We're not building relationships. So really, again, we're gonna leave here thinking, what are we really doing to affect the change in our community? And it takes work in a relationship. We got a married couple in the room. You got it, right? It takes work to make a relationship healthy and grow. It's the same thing for our community. And it's a lot of work when you got, give me 2 people. We're going to use this throughout. Yeah, come on, 2 brothers. Oh, shucks. I don't know if I should stand in the middle of this. Oh, God. So, let's come closer. So, when we have relationship, now mind you, let's say he represents the east side and he represents the west side, right? We're sorry, right? So, we're trying to bring both sides together, but what ends up happening? Okay. But I need y'all to talk. What ends up happening? Differences. All right, what else? Conflict. Let me see how resist. So that looks a little strange, don't it? Yeah, man. And even though we know this is a resistance band, it's supposed to bring us back together, but do you see that strain? You see that it's not no harm. People might think, oh, but no, it's strained and it's full. Y'all try to pull it together. Y'all not coming together. I need you all to figure out how to bring that together. How to bring that together. Then I need you to demonstrate how to bring it together without resistance. I need y'all to, excuse me, I'm going to use common country. I need you guys to. But you know what? Here we got some commonality happening, right? And all of us, and there's no more strain. I just want y'all to visualize how it needs to look in your community. How it needs to look. Am I doing this with my neighbor? Or am I coming together? Right? Am I coming together? You know, even though I don't like to be smell, I don't like to be well, I didn't mean to give you a bad smell, but I'm just saying. But that's what happens. You know, and if we want to keep it to the basics, we judge so much by appearance and have no idea what's internally going on. We gotta talk. You all just did a beautiful job. I like that. But I'm gonna say a little bit of something. I'm a little nervous, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to reach out because I'm trying to exemplify love. Thank y'all. Get a man clap. So we go to the next one. And also, throughout, I'm not even going to talk about the different communities' functions that we'll see on the slide. Just kind of wanted to throw it up there. We have churches. And again, I'm going to be the one to say it. Unfortunately, even our churches have resistance. You know, because we don't believe the same, our language is not the same, we tend to kind of stay away from each other. Instead of taking the risk to just come together and network. Just come together and express love the way we say we believe in, you know? So churches tend to, well, we need to be about a change for that. You know, I don't know about you all, but when I see churches, like I belong to an interfaith coalition out in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and we come together once a month. And it's amazing. You got some Buddhists at the table, you have all kinds of faiths at the table. We're not talking about what we believe. We're just talking about it as a people. We just come together breaking bread. You know, we might be that catalyst to maybe bring about a change. So we got to be careful about judging because of our spiritual belief system. Okay? All right, influence. Somebody tell me about influence. How have you influenced your community? How have you personally influenced your community? And I'm going to keep at the bottom, it has a wonderful definition. Influence is the ability to persuade someone to think or act in the way that you choose. I'm going to say the way that might be healthy, not the way you want, in a healthy persuasion. How do you use music to persuade? Okay. And you use music to give that platform. I like music when I'm dealing with young people. I ain't gonna tell you my age, but I like all genres of music. And when I deal with young people, especially high risk, you know, they listen to some stuff we just don't want to do, especially when you say you're a Christian. However, that conversation brings us back together. Thank you, brother. I don't have to really like the words in it, but it brings about a conversation to maybe offer influence for that young person. I don't care if it's country western. So I moved to Florida. I came from Pennsylvania. I moved to Florida, and I moved to this little bitty town. And in this little bitty town, there was nothing to do. Walmart closed at like 8:30, 9 o'clock, something like that. Who knows Walmart closed that early? I was so bored. And I went country line dancing. I went to a country line dance. I did Zumba, and after my Zumba class, it was a country line dance. And I was like, oh, well, I may as well take it. That works for people. We was doing our thing, you know. And they turned the wobble into a country line dance. And anyway, so in the class, they said, well, just come and go with us as we show off our dance at the little country club. Like, you know what, I'm going to be the only black one in there, but it's okay. Right? And we went and we danced, and it was a wonderful experience. It was out of my little comfort zone, but I made some wonderful relationships, you know, and I was different for them, and they was different for me, but we came together. It was just a wonderful fellowship time. Hey, what do you do? I go to church, you know. And matter of fact, when I had sermons, they showed up. They didn't understand, they liked all the singing and stuff, but they came and who knows what that experience brought in their life, all right? So tell me how you influence. Give me one more example. Yes, sir.
I think by platform, so a lot of, you know, some of the work I do is just allowing for people to share their perspective on things, and do it in a way that, you know, you're giving them the validity of saying, you know, whatever, even if I don't agree, it matters because it's your perspective.
That's right.
Now let's talk about how we can, even if we don't believe the same, let's talk about how we can exist in this space, in the commonality, so this gives people a platform to feel like they're heard.
Yes, that is wonderful. Like, you all might think it's a little weird, but there's support groups for everything. I mean, if you breathe sideways, it's a support group for that one. I mean, it's just a support group, and it's wonderful just to have a place to share. You know, I like what you said, a platform. So what do you question on this that I want you to think about is, one example I gave you about the country line dance, it also incorporated diversity. We didn't look alike, sound alike, they didn't know my music, they didn't know my faith, but diversity was key. So what are you doing and how are you showing up as an influence? How are you modeling in your community? Do you look like the neighbor that don't want to be bothered with anybody? Or are you the neighbor that just says, hi, you want to share this? A wonderful smile. It's a smile. It's okay. It's okay to smile. All right? All right, next slide. Oh, switch. Okay. So we have educational institutions that we can connect to. Even if you're not a student, I don't know in your area, but sometimes, and again, Mr. Barnes talked about it, if you look online, if you look on certain school information postings, there's all kinds of things going on. You just gotta participate. Because whatever they might be doing, you can take it back to your community. That's the whole purpose of having different exposures. Okay? Next So, the power of making decisions. And I've already kind of touched on this, but the question after he spoke was, what do I do? I got this thing in my head, this program in my mind. I tell you, trust the process. Just trust, make a decision. Make a decision, stick to it. Put your feet, I say 10 toes down in it, and make a decision. And then let that decision be your foundation. Okay? So, decisions affect people. Now, whether they're good, bad, or indifferent, they affect our community. Decisions also demonstrate actually what you believe. So if your decision at the bottom is no decision, you're demonstrating what you really believe. And you're demonstrating, you know what? I don't have no faith in myself. I don't want to get on nobody's step, nobody's toes. But it's the truth. If you're not doing anything, you're not getting anything, you're not giving anything either. And it's important to be able to stand on your own truth. Okay? Decisions set an example for people that's following. Sometimes, look, what about our trailblazers? Trailblazers have done stuff and it wasn't even recognized. They were the ones doing the work for real. They were the ones busting their behind and sweating and growling for us to even have a way to do it. And I'm not just talking about African Americans. I'm talking about all people. The one that you admire the most that has done, I don't care if you see them on TV, or somebody in your community that decides to go outside every day and pick up the trash that other people throw down. They doing the work. You know? So they lead by example. They model for us what it is that we can do. Look, I had lived in that Baltimore area, and I used to tell the little drug dealers, I said, let me tell you something. I know what you're doing, and I ain't gonna get in your way, but if you step over and affect my children, it's gonna be me and you. Right? However, it's gonna be me and you. And I'm gonna tell you something, because I was bold in Christ, but I was bold, he respected me. Y'all, some of those guys stopped selling. They stopped selling because they were like, this chick is crazy, but maybe she sees something in me that I don't see in myself. And some of those skills we already know. If they use it on the street, they can use it for the good. Okay? So we kind of got to be courageous and step out and make a decision on what we believe for our area, for ourselves. We go to the next one. How are retailers effective in our community? Dispensaries.
It's just way too many. Now, I understand people have needs. I had a niece that needed marijuana just to have an appetite. Okay. Just to calm her pain. She eventually passed, but that's what she needed. But I have a problem with every other corner. There's a marijuana dispensary. You can't even walk 2 blocks down, and you have green light over here. And light green and green spot. All within 1 mile, you can have 5 dispensaries. I have a problem with it.
It's legal
in suburbs. You don't have that. You have some little secluded spot.
Okay, so they're in the urban area.
Oh my God, it's flooded.
Just like the alcohol store, the liquor store.
Yes. So some retailers are not good for.
So what do we do about that as a people?
Well, I'm going to oppose it.
That's what I'm saying. We gotta vote. We gotta vote. We gotta vote. You gotta pay attention politically, what is going on in your area. You know, like I said, I raised 7 children. I was always voting because it affected my kids' education. I felt like my vote always mattered. You gotta believe it. Not, oh, let somebody else do it. Remember we talked about that in the beginning. Let pass the vote, let another person vote. You gotta vote. What, and you said something about they donate? For a good cause. So for community awareness, we could use retail us. So retailers are owned by who? Some corporations. Who else? It's real simple. Government. People. People. How can we influence retailers to shift, or can we, or do we change in what they do? Just think about it, y'all. You know, we don't have to support it. If that's how you strongly feel, you can get out, like you said, that 10-block radius. A lot of people stay in that 10-block radius. But we don't have to, if we stop supporting it, if it's on the negative side, on the positive side, some of them do bring the things that we need in. You know, some of them do bring cost-effective shopping for us. But we can still connect with them. Like, I get to know, I like small businesses more than I like corporations. And I go talk to them, network, find out what was your purpose of coming into that particular career? And honestly, they'll say, you know what, somebody else is making money, and me, I came. It wasn't because, oh, I knew that these young people needed a positive place. Well, man, it was about the money. It was about the money. You know, so I don't know what we can be about to change with them. Let's go to the next. Understanding, kind of was a wonderful segue, understanding our community needs. Do you really know what your community needs? Or are you just kind of existing and flowing in what's going on? Do you really know? Like, do you ride around, again, thought-provoking, do you ride around, walk around, whatever, think about where you live, close to your neighborhood, what is really happening in our community? What is what they need? Is it young violence, the teen pregnancy, is it drugs and alcohol? Is it just a lack of communication? Are we not building? What is the need there I really see? And how can I participate in providing that need? And I'm not just talking about the money. Because when you're doing the right thing for the right reason, the money comes. It comes. Somebody tell me, what is the need in your community?
And for young people together.
Young people. Yeah. So I saw in Baltimore, after the age of 12, between 12 and 18, there was nowhere for the kids to go. No more after-school programs. They couldn't join anything else. There was nowhere for them to be. So I didn't mind to have the coolie house. I really didn't. I would rather my kids be in a safe space where I could see them, right, and the other kids be there, than to have them wandering off. Y'all go walk down the street, go hang out. You know, so sometimes I had to take a sacrifice. I had to take it and allow that space to be our home. All right. And number 3, even though you might not know what your need is in your community, are you willing to be an innovator in that community? Are you willing to just step out, sacrifice some time? Because it's not always about the money. It's time. Time is work. You got a full-time job, you got a family, you got a wife, you got ministry, whatever. It's work to be about a change and to build relationships in your community. Some people don't even want to talk to you, but it's okay to show up. I just want you to know it's okay to be about that change. Let's go to the next one. So we got some recreational needs. Anybody have any, participate in any other community recreation? Sometimes? What is that? Oh, okay. Ooh, we forget about our veterans. Jesus. Yeah. Come on to the next one. Families. So, I really am grateful that you talked about seniors, because my dad, my stepfather, he had mentioned he passed away, but before he passed away, he got lost. We had lost him, and there was a lady that took him in. She knew he was wandering at all times, and he was a retired officer, and my father, she manipulated things to get the money. And by the time I came involved and we found him, like, I was in tears, because I had to go through so much in the court system to get her off without return. And what the judge cried worse than I did and said, the victims of abuse is either babies, children, or seniors. You So who is nurturing and taking care of our seniors that just grinded for us, served for us, worked so hard to bring us up? So family is not just the middle-aged husband and wife. It's not just the children. It is our seniors, but family consists all generations. And we tend to look at the generation that society says is causing us problems. And that's the kid. But we got to take a whole look systemically at everybody. Okay? All right. Go to the next one is local government. Anybody want to say anything about local government? So me in politics, I get a little riled up. And I don't want to take.
Have a lot to say.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna spend time talking about it. All right, next one, organizations. I heard you all spit out a couple of organization names, and it's important. The nonprofits. I've been in nonprofits for a very long time. I did therapy nonprofit. Kind of caught the nonprofit bug. Divine Destiny for you is not nonprofit though, but once you get the bug, you get the bug. And nonprofit purpose is to serve. It's to serve the communities, to educate the community, to teach the communities, to guide the community. And I encourage you all to link up, find out what the mission is, and link up if it matches your own purpose. Because that's another part of being about change. Because nonprofit, he said, we work hard and underpaid, and it thrives a lot on volunteer. The same thing really with your church community, your spiritual community. It takes more than just a pastor to make the church run. So y'all got to get connected. Let's go to the next one. How can our public service workers, I want to open up this can one. How can they be a part of building relationships with public service workers? It used to be like that. What do you think brought a breakdown with our public service workers? Tell the truth, Shane.
A lot of politicians are proud. They accept money over the needs or the cries of the people. So whatever fits the agenda of them either being reelected or them getting an increase in pay, they'll go with that policy other than hearing the cries of the community.
I think it's hard when you've been in the seat. So as a director of programs, you have to follow policy. And sometimes it is extremely hard to follow policy and remember that you're there to serve the people. So I kind of have a compassion for both sides. But that's why I say politics is an issue for me. But it is, even in nonprofit sector, it's writing, do you write grants?
Yeah.
So it has to be done a certain way so your funding can be awarded, and you got to pay attention to the politics. You have to pay attention. So if you could be about that compassion and be in that policy, great. I think it's a gift for some people. Okay, because I'm like a rebel. So anyway, all right, go to the next one. I'm going to end it with this because that we did about resiliency, but the next one is, what happened? You all remember that old saying, it takes a village to raise a child? Everybody's shaking their head. But what happened to it? Because we're not a village anymore. Okay, so where does that fit on this scale? Oh, change. Where does that fit? Don't tell me what to do with my child. Younger parents? I think I think that's part of how the village broke down too. Our children are having children, and they don't know how. The older women they can't teach the younger women because they're going, younger women is the younger women trying to teach the younger women without any experience. So I am really passionate. I'm a thing for women, and we have to be able to stand in the gap for those who don't know how to live on principle, right? And I agree that technology is a wonderful thing, but tell me how technology has caused us to be separated. Huh? How?
Without talking to somebody face to face.
Yes.
Or talking to somebody through a screen or a phone screen.
Impersonal.
Yeah.
But we're still talking though. I don't think that's the problem. I think it's evolving.
Is it
We're
wrong?
still talking because we make comments on everybody's posts. We FaceTime, we do different things, we text. But I don't know, I think it's
But I
evolving.
think you can't tell somebody's emotions
Yeah.
and they're through a computer screen.
Wonderful, Darla. How do you think your relationships are?
When I was younger, you know, we would be outside more.
Yes.
You know, basketball,
Yes.
tag, you with your boys, running, walking everywhere. Now it's like
Video games.
You gonna be like, hey, man, I'm gonna be on this mission. I trust you, man. You know what I'm saying? And you totally.
So the relationships broke down and then kind of got scapegoat into technology. You know, I don't think technology is the problem. I think it also hinders if we're not continuing with the relationship. You know, I love texting, but I love talking too. You know, so I love social media, but I also love that face to face. You know, so what else? And then we're gonna end it. Single prayer. Okay, how is that breaking down in our village? Wait. No, you go finish, yeah. They're doing it their own way. Self-centeredness, that's what I think I put that up here. Yeah, self-centeredness. Yes, sir.
And I'll be quick with it. I think the primary breakdown has come, and I think it's the reason for a lot of things, as an economic reality. When there was an opportunity for families to have a job in their community, that means they could buy a home in that community, that means there's a school in that community, that means there's taxes in that community, there's have a rec center in that community. There were people who cared in that community.
Absolutely.
So I think the argument, even with the technology argument, is all an economic argument in that when mom and dad don't have economic opportunity, that affects the children, they don't have anywhere to go to school. So less of technology. Our generations have just experienced, some very trying financial times, and we've seen our economy change. But I think a lot of it is just based on the fact that people can't find jobs. So what you're going to do is going to break down the family unit because the stress that comes along with either being in poverty or being in that middle class line, not wanting to draw back from poverty. I think a lot of it is that's not
I absolutely agree with you. I do. Even it used to be one parent stay home and I would work. Everybody has to work now. And if everybody has to work, like you said, the breakdown, Johnny's home by himself. Johnny's home by himself, but it's Johnny doing who only knows. So I just wanted you, thank you all so much. I wanted you to think about what it is going to take for you to be about a change and build relationships. Okay? Thank you so much.